keep on trying, I'ma keep on grinding. Your boy gon' be on TV. We came all the way from nothing, turned it into something. No, these niggas cannot beat me. Don't know why they keep on trying, I'ma keep on grinding.
No Vaseline was good, but it didn't hit like.
Turn it into something. Yeah, we made it something. They like the way I turn nothing into something.
What's up? What's fly? And what's happening? Welcome back, inmates. You're tuned in once again to Behind Bars. It's the podcast that goes behind the bars of local and international artists, as well as discusses the culture in real time, because a life lived, it's a bar. I am your hostess with the mostest. I'm Miss Playma. I'm in the building today, and I'm super, super excited about the guest that we have on the show today. Not only do we have a guest, but we got a guest host. And so I'm pretty psyched about that too. And the guest that we have, I've been kind of staying, from afar, tuned in, watching some of the things that this artist has been doing, and I was very impressed, and I'm just excited to have them here today. And so before we get going, because y'all know we got to do playtime. And playtime is kind of, it's gonna be something this week. It's not gonna be as lighthearted as I usually try to make it. But I do want to add somebody to the conversation before we get to playtime. And so y'all seen him on the show already. He done already been on here. We done went behind the bars of the song with him. He done gave us the backdrop of his life. He done told us the real meaning of his name. And so I want y'all to welcome back to Behind Bars, Mr. Patwood King himself. You muted, Pat.
I'm back.
Give that man a round of applause. So, Pat, it's about that time for playtime. And, I generally, we do a little intro for playtime and whatnot. But this playtime takes on a little more of a serious tone. So we're going to forego that intro, and I'll just kind of set up what I'm getting ready to play. This is something that I actually did for a funeral that I was at. And so this is something that I wrote, and it's been on my heart just because I've been seeing so much violence and death. And so I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. That's cool, Pat?
Let's do it.
All right. When I'm gone. How many times have I heard this in your rap songs? When I'm gone, don't moan. Look in on my kids and tell my mom to be strong when I'm gone. To my homies, slide for me. Don't cry for me when I'm gone. Put your lighters up high for me when I'm gone. How many times have I heard this in your rap songs? When I'm gone, put my face on a shirt. Pour up drink, spark a blunt to hide the hurt. When I'm gone, make them pay. It's okay, I didn't come here to stay. When I'm gone, I won't just drift away. I won't go quietly into that good death. And I wonder if there's a heaven for a misfit like me. When I'm gone. Sick of hearing that in your rap songs. Sick of looking over in caskets at black bones, at the faces of brothers too young to be gone. At mama's youngest son and daddy's pride and joy. At Junior's hero, not just another Negro, but a king interrupted, a masterpiece being constructed, but violence erupted and halted production. See, the instructions are clear on what to do when you're gone, but what about while you're here? Before the tear drops, before the gunshots, before the heart stops, while he was here. Did you tell him God loved him, that he actually knew his name? Did you tell him he was special or judge him for how he dealt with his pain? Did you ask what he battled and offer to help him fight? Or did you say it was useless and he just can't get right? Did you say, bro, you're better and you deserve respect? Did you know how it affected him witnessing so much death? Did you know he had a tender heart and how much he loved his kids? How he worried how he would provide and how that fueled everything that he did. So while you're here, let's be clear that bloodshed won't bring back Big Tev. It won't help him rest in peace. It won't help his children eat. It won't stop his mother's hurt. It'll only put another brother on another shirt, another name, and another song. All the while our beloved son, brother, father, and friend is still gone. So I offer you this, a gift, if you will. Let us focus on life and how to better live, how to better give, how to enrich the lives of those he loved from Grand Rapids to the Zone. And let that be the legacy that lives on when we're gone. So, Pat, I've been, that's been on my heart. You know, what the thing about it is I wrote it for my little cuz, but when I listened to it, I realized that those words apply to so many other people.
It's literally the only difference in that is you put a name to it. Almost anybody you could think of can give that same you dig and put a different name in there with those same thoughts, them same feelings, and that's the world we in these days.
It is, and so my point in that was to get people to focus on life. You know, I think so much death permeates everything that the kids do, whether it's the video games, whether it's the music, whether it's the movies. It's like everything. They tell you when I die, I do this, and when I'm gone, but nobody's talking about how to live. And I just don't know how do we do that, Pat? How do we get them to focus on life?
That's like a hard fight because now the way that this generation is coming up is more of a we was born to die anyway. So in the meantime, we might as well live. If I live it, it don't mean stay alive. By living, they mean do it at the extravagance, enjoying the luxuries. So they at a point now where they go do what it takes to be able to do that. Because of course, like everybody know, where it start is an end date. But it's like there's more of a point where they want to be able to celebrate the beginning like it's already the end.
But this is my question, Pat. When they look around, where do they see the extravagant, happy, luxurious life? Where do they see a person living like that who do the things that they're doing? They don't see it. What they seeing is, and that's why I say it's such a disconnect.
They looking at an image that's being given to them.
And that's exactly what the guest that was on here last week, he from Arizona. That's why I say the world is a ghetto. All the way from Arizona, he said he did, what did he do, 14 years in prison. He said they never tell the whole story. He said they spend so much time on the making it rain and the chicks and they don't tell the whole story about what this life lived. Man. So that's what I mean about these kids gotta get some hope. I just seen on the news where the amount of shootings that have taken place in this area, that's the shooters and the people involved between the ages of 14 and 17. 14 and 17.
and I don't quote me on the exact percentage, but a high percentage of the shootings this year in Kalamazoo, and I believe I want to say it's definitely over 50%, is under the age of 25.
Yeah. And
the ones that's getting caught with the guns are under the age of 25.
Right. And that's why I said, I firmly believe, and this is why I pray when stuff happen, there's been incidents that happen where I know the people involved. There's been incidents that happen with my own son. And, I pray for them all because I know there's a group of individuals who don't value life. And if they don't value, you know what I used to say, Pat? You remember the war on terrorism? Do you remember that?
I remember.
And I used to always say, how can we can't stage a war on terrorism? Not with the people that they labeling terrorists. You know why? We train our people to kill. They train their people to die. How can you fight somebody like that?
That's what they strapped up for.
But I said that to say, I use it to say there are some people who don't value themselves, so they don't value you. They don't have no hope in the world. All they got is wrapped up in this ghetto hood.
And I tell you what it turned into. We was raised on art depicts or imitates life. The art was in the music is to depict or imitate what you've dealt with, what you're going through.
Right.
Nowadays, it's the complete opposite.
Right.
Life is depicting art now. What they've seen in the videos or what's been pushed to them, what's been forced in front of them 24/7, 365.
And it's overwhelming, the imagery, the words, the feeling, just everything is laced with death. And that's,
it definitely is.
Yeah.
And then I had a guy, he made it make a lot more sense for me. If you go back and look through a lot of older movies, like when they torturing the people or when they brainwashing the people, you ever notice they set them in that room by themselves, strap them to that chair, make sure their eyes don't close, and what they doing?
All type of images and sounds.
Watching TV, images being projected right to them directly. Now you have to accept it because I'm feeding it to you. And even if you don't initially, you sit there long enough, it's gonna get. That's why we talk about. It's gonna be in your spirit. That's why you gotta watch what you intake. Watch the conversations you entertain. Watch the people you around, because that stuff get in your spirit and you don't even realize it. And before you know it, you acting like a different person. It'll sneak up on you, and I'm gonna give you an instance. Remember that song "Happy for Real"?
Yes.
That is probably one of the most annoying songs to me I've ever heard in my life. Okay.
Hey.
But I'm talking about after about the third, because I'm happy, I catch myself doing this, and now I'm looking around to see if anybody sees me do it because they know I don't like the song for real. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it get in you. Clap along if you feel like it. It make you do that. And that's why I said, and the guy was on social media, he was saying, the reason there's so much drama at the club is because we in the club listening to murder music. We claim we trying to have fun, but the whole night in the club, they playing murder music. And you wonder why everybody tense and on edge.
Yeah, I remember it used to be, you know what I'm saying, DJs had set playlists for set times. So like the last 15 minutes to a half hour of the night, slow jams, slow cuts.
Right.
The problem is
these cats can't even slow dance no more. they can't slow dance no more though. You start playing slow
there's
jams, you
nothing to
might as
do it
well
to.
close it down. You said there's
So
nothing to do it to.
there's no wind down, cool down. We came in, turned up. We got lit while we was here. The music turned us up some more, and now we going out the door on 10. Of course, Kalamazoo not go sleep.
Right. And that's just, it seems small, but it's a lot of things factored into the state that we in. And so yeah, that was my playtime this week is to try to encourage the youth and the people this older people to focus on life and living and not what you think is living, because as you chasing that, you feel dead inside, you don't got no hope. So focus on looking up and living a real fulfilling life. One of my homeboys said, a person asked him one time, if when you die, do you think you'll be remembered? He first said, yeah, I'll be remembered. He said, then he thought about it, because the man said, yeah, your family may remember you, but nobody else will. It'll fade. And he said he thought about it. He hadn't done anything worth remembering. Now he been in the streets, putting in work, doing everything. He know now, I haven't done anything in my life that's worth remembering, and now he's trying to change that. So that's my hope, that we continue to show love and continue to push positivity and just to uplift each other, and so that somebody will wake up and say, I want to do something that's worth remembering. That's playtime this week. That's playtime. But we got a guest. We got a guest, Patwood. And we got a pretty fly guest. And when I say we got a guest, I get excited about guests. We have an amazing artist on the show today. Born in Creektown and currently rocking stages and venues in the zoo. She is the niece of the entertainer Bobby Holly. She's a photographer, videographer, songwriter, and a poet. She's worked with Coco Jones, Eric Billinger, Sammy, YNJ, and more. She was a part of the Millennium Tour 2021. This young lady is an all-around vibe curator. Give a warm behind bars welcome to the one, the only Miss Daja XL.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Hey.
Pop out.
What's up? Happy to be here. I appreciate you having me.
Man, I'm so glad to have you. I said I've been seeing little stuff you've been doing, little performances. I don't mean little in that regard. I just mean I've been catching little glimpse of it, not really getting the full thing, but just in those short moments. I'm like, man, she fly.
Appreciate it.
That's what Patwood, Daja?
Hey, Dave. I done caught you at a couple showcases,
Oh,
caught you rocking a couple parties. I think I even hosted one of them joints, if I ain't mistaken. But a large salute on what you doing for me. Keep going in the direction you going. What you saying need to be said, and it's got to be heard, whether they want to or not.
I appreciate it, man.
Shout out. So listen, before we get started, I want you to shout out your camp, your people, because I don't want them to be upset with you.
Man, shout out my homie Reg, it's my dog. Shout out Chima, that's my bro. Had my back through, thick and thin, especially with this art stuff. Just the whole crew, kid, if I'm missing anybody, just know that I love y'all. Charge it to my head, not my heart, man.
That's what's up, man. Charge it to a head, not a heart. Shout out everybody who support Ms. Daja. Daja, now I know Pat would probably know a little more about you than me. So first of all, tell me, Daja XL. I seen on Instagram it say she excels. Tell me what is in that name and how'd you come up with it?
Okay, so it's funny. So the name I was actually in the it was like a co-ed Christian fraternity back at Western called Alpha Omega, and I pledged at Western in like I think it was like 2015 or something like that. And that was the name that was given to me by God is excel. You know what I'm saying? That's what He called me to do, is to walk in excellence, because everything that I do and have done in my life has been done in excellence and done to a high degree. I think sometimes because of that, I struggle with issues of perfection or perfectionism
Mhm.
and whatnot. And I'm learning to kind of let go of that, but you know what I'm saying, I know I can't be perfect, but I want to strive for that. You know what I'm saying? Just excellence in all things that I do, because, that's me living up to the namesake that, I feel like God blessed me with, or what He called me to do. I know it's sometimes a stigma around, spirituality and stuff like that, but, that's just how I rock.
That's what's up. So Patwood, what did you see in Deja when you first, got acquainted with her artistry and all that?
Well, I mean, again, the music itself, you can tell it's coming from a solid place. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's really Dej in the music.
Right.
Mm.
Not only that, the showmanship. You know how you rock with the crowd, get the crowd to move with you. That's a big thing. That's a very big thing. It's a lot of good artists that they can put some lyrics together, sound good on the beat, and that's it. The
Right.
being impressionable, you know what I'm saying? Being a people person, I know you met a lot of people you ain't never met before because of
Yeah.
your music.
Yep.
And you
So I,
know
I
what?
don't
I
know how that
seen her.
stand to you from a. My fault. What you was going to say, Mo?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't know how that stand to you from a personal standpoint, like within yourself, but that's the statement right there.
Facts. That's so true. And I actually seen her do, which is one of the hardest kind of shows to do. I believe you were at the Experience, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the Experience or was it Dabney's? Did
I
you
think it was
perform?
it was at the Experience, and then I
Okay,
was also at
yeah.
the KZoo Black Arts Fest. But yeah, I
Right.
definitely for sure one night. I think it was Chuck. He was doing I think it was like R&B slash karaoke night. And so I just came in, and you know what I'm saying. He let me do my thing. You know.
And but you know what? Those small intimate settings are harder. Well, I won't say harder, but there it's just a different type of thing than being on like an actual stage, because you're
Oh yeah.
so close in the people and you really, the way you move through there, that's what kind of really, I said, she's kind of, you can tell she's kind of seasoned. She's doing a lot of performance. She's doing a lot of, you know what I mean? She out there. She doing, because it comes across as being a very mature artist. And when I actually talked to you, I thought, but she sounded a lot younger than I thought.
Yeah, so I mean I actually just started back performing like music like this year. So this actually something that's kind of new. But like you said, like
Wow.
yeah, like you said in the introduction though, like my uncle, he was a entertainer. I believe he was signed to like it was like Stax Records or something. He was getting ready to transition to Motown or something. And Buddy Holly and those guys from Battle Creek, and they were real close with Junior Walker and the All Stars, and so it's just naturally just in my blood. Or I would just always, when I was a kid, I was just weird, man. I'd be like, it was like after Michael Jackson passed, I was in the basement. I learned like all his dance moves and interviews and
Wow.
everything that I could learn about him, so I'm like, dang, okay, this is the standard of greatness that, what I'm saying, I want to be, which we may never see that again in this lifetime. The closest is probably going to be Chris, but it's something to shoot
It's
for,
something to
you
shoot
know.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people they tell me like, I can't believe that's you when you on stage, because you really just like, me personally, I'm kind of like reserved or laid back
Right.
or whatever. But it's like a whole nother side of me. It's like I come alive when I'm performing. And back in like yeah, like 2014, I was doing the spoken word stuff, and it'd be like 500 to 1,000 people on campus sometimes, and it's go mode. Like I don't never get scared.
Right.
I don't get nervous. It's just me.
You can tell though the artistry, like Patwood, like he was into the arts coming up. You know what I mean? Different things, and it shows when you really begin to get out there. You know what I mean?
Mm,
You're like the fourth or fifth artist that's been on here that's also a poet. You know what I mean?
mm,
I'm partial to poets because I'm a poet too. I was a poet. I was a closet poet when I was rapping, but like I noticed that a lot of people in music were poets as well. And so you got a very, very good vibe.
thank
Now, when you say you were born in Battle Creek, were you just born there and then raised in Kalamazoo, or were you born and raised in Battle Creek and now you currently reside in Kalamazoo?
So I was born and raised in Battle Creek, up until the age of 17. I lived kind of a sheltered life, a quiet life. It wasn't until 2013 I left home to go to Western Michigan to actually study art at Gwen Frosty School of Arts at Western. And then from there, I just, came into myself, and, I kind of cracked through that shell that, I was in back in Battle Creek. So, I mean, a lot of people, they always say you got to kind of leave home, to really make your mark, you know what I'm saying? Leave town. And I
Right.
strongly believe that that's true. Even though I was just like a half hour away from home, it was still this big, open world of, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Western is huge too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a really big school.
yeah, they was doing like events with like celebrities and
Oh,
all
yeah.
different kind of stuff going on up there. And so I'm like, okay, this is where I want to be. So yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And so
And
then I kind of
I
just been
say
in
this,
Kalamazoo.
doing Western, that's all. Well, I say six of the seven continents because I don't think Antarctica a continent, right? Yeah, I don't think you can include Antarctica in that. But being in and dealing with them different cultures and they adapted and feeling the love in the same aspect too. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of a world experience. I mean, you know what I mean? You like he said, you come into contact with so many different cultures. Um at a university that size, and I know there are bigger universities, but that's a pretty sizable school in itself.
Yeah,
Now
Western
you
get
said
down, they
something.
get down.
Oh yeah, they gets down. But you said something. You said you were kind of sheltered, and I was wondering because I always when I listen to people music, I want to know what their personal experiences are that fuels their either their passion or their content or their emotion. Like what personal experiences have you had that left a mark on you that now you channel into your music?
Um, yeah, I think, just living a, sheltered kind of quiet life. I think I was just naturally just quiet and shy, or as a kid. And like, I think for me it was like, because it started off with like drawing and painting and stuff like that. That was just a way for me to express myself. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, okay, who I am is in my work. You know what I'm saying? So like, kind
Right.
of like how he was saying, you could feel me. He was like, yeah, like that's Deja. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can hear Deja
Right.
like in the music. It's because my soul is literally, my spirit, my being, it's attached to my work. It's literally an expression of me, of things. Sometimes I feel like, I can't express, or someone else, they feel like they can't express or put into words. I take that and bring that, outwardly.
That's what make the best music. I
Yeah, so
say it. I say it over and over again on this podcast. When you willing to bear yourself and put yourself out there, whatever it may be, the good, the bad, the uncomfortable, and put that in your music, people will always be drawn to it because people can relate to that. So
yeah,
that's big.
Eric Bellinger, who was kind of like a mentor of mine, like, once he told me one time, like, if you're gonna make music, like, you want to make music to connect. A lot of people there just make a song, just throw it out there, but he like, nah, you wanna make music to connect, and that's what's gonna keep you going. So
And listen, when you said that, I was thumbing through your music, right? I'm thumbing through the music, and I get to a track, and I hear the beginning, and it say, I like that, little Joe. I said, oh, she got one of my little cousin's
Yeah.
beats. Yeah, Joe Cole, that's my little cousin.
Yep,
I
me.
get beats from him when I just want to mess around and go in the studio or me and play. I hit him up and be like, Joe, give me one of them beats, man. Not give me, because I'm gonna pay everybody this.
Right, right.
Yeah, I don't want nothing for free from people that's doing stuff. But yeah, that's my
Well,
little
one of these
cousin.
days, I'm gonna come take the show over. We go interview you and figure out everything you do because I learn something new every episode. So I mean,
No, I'm coming back around to you, Pat. You know you coming back. So tell me this, Daja, what when you look at the music landscape, and
Hmm.
Patwood was saying this during playtime, kind of about kind of the whole that he talking about R. Kelly. R. Kelly gets no play around me. I just want to throw that out there. Pat, I ain't mad at you. That's what you do. But I ain't saying he ain't got good songs. He do, but he gets no play on this podcast. But the point he's making is a lot of the great R&B singers and whatnot, you don't have as many as you do. But when you look at the musical landscape, like what do you see the future of hip hop and R&B being?
I think as far as like hip hop, I could foresee it kind of, dying off. I'm starting to see, I'm noticing a lot of like, um, there's a lot of like major rap artists in their tours, aren't really like selling. Like some of them had to cancel their tours just because of low ticket sales and, all of the violence and, even hearing about NBA YoungBoy making an apology for the stuff that he created and, put in an atmosphere that kind of contributed to things. So I see that like it really has to be like a real, transition. Even, um what you guys were talking about earlier, like during playtime, like, you out in the clubs, it's all this like, you know, killing and murder, like, the music and stuff like that. I'm not against hip hop by any means. I just would rather, me personally, I rather listen to Nipsey, I rather listen to Nas, I rather listen to stuff that's, feeding my spirit, you know what I'm saying, in a positive
Right.
light. As far as like R&B, um, I could see
R&B
that kind
kind
of.
of R&B kind of dying too, though. If you
Yeah,
if
it
you
is. It
honest,
is. It is. I was just gonna say that. Like you said, it's not those greats anymore. You probably got like Chris Brown. That's probably like the standard. But
I see you like
I
Chris
see.
Brown. You
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Breezy, don't you?
yeah. But I think Eric Bellinger. Eric Bellinger is helping keeping R&B alive. It's a
But
lot
how
of
big is
you know.
Eric Bellinger, though? You know what I
See,
mean?
that's
Like,
it. It's subjective. You know what I'm saying? It's subjective, but
boy, wait a
just
minute
to
now, Deja. Wait a minute now, Deja. It's not really subjective because you can see by the numbers. You can, and
yeah,
I'm not equating it to the quality because I know he's a quality artist, but I'm
yeah,
saying they've taken R&B, let's be
yeah.
honest. They
No, that's real.
pushing white artists singing R&B music. So like the black R&B singers, I mean, you got Coco, you got some people out there to singing, but we used to have like big powerhouse R&B women,
R&B
Yeah,
is
men,
getting
groups.
yeah.
R&B is getting completely drowned out. All
Oh
R&B
man.
artists are now being turned into pop artists. You start off in R&B to get your buzz, and now that we got everybody, they call it cross promotion. I
Yeah.
think is the word that they use for it. We have to make you marketable to the masses now. We know your people love you. We have to make you marketable to everybody else.
But
And it
see, I
And
feel
literally
like
that's the
they've
takes the
thing
always,
though.
soul
I
off
feel
the
like they've
music.
always done that though. Like even with the, the Temptations back then. Like I know y'all seen the movie. Like they
I
told them,
did.
they got on white manager. Like, oh, we gotta have you appeal to more of a white audience. That's who's really buying the music though, if we be honest. And even like overseas and stuff like that in UK, like you'll have more success, overseas than you do here. Like in the US, they tend to buy and purchase the music more. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been a thing. Even with hip hop, like we have more, Caucasian, consumers than, African Americans, you know what I'm saying? So, um, I don't know. I
I
think
think
that,
that used to be the case, but here's where I push back though, because
mm,
in all of that, Usher never went pop. Usher was one of the biggest singers around. Kels didn't go pop. Because that's the mistake that we made.
You don't
We
have to
set the
call.
culture. We set the culture. We say what's hot. We do in everything, in fashion, in music. We say what's hot. We let them trick us into thinking that we got to do. No, we do not. They trying to be like us. Why would we try and then be like them? It don't make sense.
Yeah, no,
You
that's
know,
real.
Usher, you don't have to call made the pop charts, not the R&B charts, right?
I don't care what chart it made. That's an R&B song. I ain't talking about. I ain't talking about.
He did, you
But
know, he had the
listen,
songs with Will I Am and that Oh My God, that yeah, that's a
that's
pop
not
song, you know what I'm
pop.
saying?
See, this is y'all about to drive me nuts. Just because they put it on the pop charts, don't make them do it. That don't mean he did pop music. Those are not pop
But,
songs. That's R&B.
but like you
I
said, now
feel like
you
more so
getting
when I
into us and what we say is what, and that's where the
yeah.
turn come in at right there.
Yeah. So I feel like more so what I'm alluding to is just kind of like, you know, from a aspect of, you know, as far as like Eric is just the touch, you know, in the music as far as like from the background with the songwriting and stuff like that, like the R&B hits that have come from that.
Right.
You know, we got Chris and now, you know, Coco, she's a strong like powerhouse, like when it, you know,
Yes.
her vocals and what she's doing is exciting, you know what I'm saying? But I feel
Yes.
like a lot of it is dying off, but that
It
Afro beat
is.
is really that Afro beat is punching through. Like the more the international sounds seem to be coming forward a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it
The
is
Afro
about
beat is
that, but
definitely the next wave.
yep.
Yes, for sure. But I'm gonna tell you somebody who ain't never fell off and who is one of the biggest R&B, hip hop R&B artists. Anytime you got Elton John on the keys, anytime you got an album called The London Tapes, Mary J. Blige ain't never went pop.
No, that's
Ain't
real.
never went pop. MJB, she been the same. Now she's
We
gotten
still
bigger
talk
and
about it in
bigger.
our eyes, right?
That's who. That's who matter. Who else eyes is we talking about? Come on, Pat. Now don't do Mary like that. Now Mary J. Blige is still the queen of hip hop, soul, and R&B. She is not a pop artist. I'm not gonna
I
let you say.
definitely
Matter of
agree
fact,
with that. I definitely agree.
that's for you, Pat. You trying to shade Mary J. No. Um, but no, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And so I definitely agree with you though that something is going we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to take music back and get it back on track. But we're gonna get to this next portion because we do want to do our review of some of the hits by Miss Daja. But before we do, elegance. It's one of those things that you just know when you see it. It takes on many different forms. It incorporates many different styles and tastes. Elegance is not boring or one size fits all. And unique elegance of Benton Harbor has mastered class. LaShonda Holton Smith and her team offer an elegant experience for weddings, receptions, baby showers, open houses, and more. For more information, call 269-449-8289 or like their Facebook page. That's Unique Elegance, because everyone wants an experience to remember. All right, Pat, listen. Daja got her music locked down tight on, you know what I mean? You can't pull the stuff up on YouTube and get it. But I was able to snatch some sounds. I was able to snatch some sounds. And this is so we're just gonna play a little bit. And then we're gonna come back and kind of discuss. Cool?
Yep.
I'm trying to think what I feel like this is pop Daja right here. Now, since y'all calling everything pop, this pop Daja.
Bitch, put your hands up high. You a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Girls just wanna have fun. She ain't looking for for a nigga, nah, she just wanna party. Independent about her business, she don't need nobody. Girls just wanna have fun. Girl, you know that you the shit. Oh yeah, she just wanna get lit. Oh yeah.
IMTHEONE. She ain't never met another in her life like me. Independent baddie, don't need me, can't hold her own. Lames can't call her, one slip up and buddy gone. I just wanna talk for a minute. Looking deep into your eyes, see your visions. Can I be the one you miss when I ain't in it? I wanna beat it like I lead this Sunday list. And your body got me tripping. So she see I follow all her friends list. Hiding all these pics and sending message. She having funny trying to officer arrested. So having a man get on her nerves, super stressful. She just wanna drink party and chill with her besties. She already gone, he can get her back. She Kari Richardson, she a runner, but this ain't track. Girl, you a boss, you the shit and that's facts. Cause
girls just wanna have fun. She ain't looking for a nigga, nah, she just wanna party. Independent about her business, she don't need nobody. Girls just wanna have fun. Girl, you know that you the shit. Oh yeah, she just wanna get lit. Oh yeah. Girls just wanna have fun. She ain't looking for a nigga, nah, she just wanna party.
Listen, when I tell you, now that's a feel good song. Pat, what you think? Is that pop? Tell the truth, Pat.
That's hip hop.
Oh, okay,
That's hip hop.
okay.
There you go. I agree with that.
You said that's hip hop. It's not pop.
It's like it's hip hop and R&B. It's hip hop just a tad bit. It's sometimes
It's the tempo. It's the tempo or the bounce that make the difference.
Yeah.
So tell me this, because I was wondering when I was going through your catalog, I was trying to figure out, does she consider herself a rapper and a singer, rapper / singer, a singer that raps, a rapper that sings, like what?
I've been trying to decide that myself. To be honest, I believe I'm just an artist. Like whatever comes, it comes. Like whether it's singing or rapping or me writing a song or poetry. I do like R&B. More. I like the singing side more. That seems to be more just me. But there is this also like side of me that's kind of like a lot of people say they got this shadow side, so that hurt, the anger, the pain, like that's when
Mm-hmm.
the rap side come out. Like I just did a cipher like a
Ah,
couple of weeks ago, and then it's like, okay, like that dog really in me is just like, okay, that's so I think I want to sometimes like pop out like with that too, because that's another
wait a minute now, Daja. Pat,
yeah.
you heard that? She said she was just in the cipher. She was just in the
Well, I'm
cipher and
listening.
was
I'm
aggressive.
listening.
Hey, Pat, that's what you do. You do battle raps and ciphers and
Man,
whatnot.
hey, look, I'm paying attention now. She have
Yeah.
been going off of these showcases too. That's a battle in itself now.
Now I'm trying to tell you. So when we talk about um our community, you mentioned having to leave home and to kind of experience some things. Do you feel like, how did the people that you didn't know receive you as opposed to the people that did know you? What's the difference, or if there's any difference at all?
um I think back home, you always gonna get that, oh, it's little Deja, she shy, she quiet,
Little Deja.
eccentric or whatnot. Even now, like I think just being artists, I always may have those like just eccentricities or things that like society is just like I just everybody going one way. If I just got my own way, if I'm doing my own thing, my own lane. But I seem to be perceived in a pretty good light though. You know what I'm saying? At least here in the community in Kalamazoo, I love this community. I embrace this community. And yeah, I feel
And
like
let
I
and let me tell you
feel like I
something,
get more
Deja.
love here than home sometimes.
That, and it sometimes is like that. But let me tell you something. When you said you feel like you got a good name, don't let nobody tell you that you shouldn't care what people think. A good name is something to it's valuable. So That's shout out to, conducting yourself in a way and moving through the community in a way that make people respect that. That's important. People always say, I don't care what nobody think. What they listen, to a certain extent, how people perceive you is very important when it comes to things that you're trying to accomplish. Now, if you ain't got nothing on the flow, then you could say, you know what I mean? But when you chasing something, when you trying to do something productive, how people perceive you is very important. Pat looked like he want to say something.
Huh? I don't want to say that behind that one. I'm
You know
hush
what I'm
Nah,
mode
it
saying?
on
was
that.
it was just
Yeah,
interesting
okay.
you say that because I was at one of the recent showcases I was at. I had somebody come up to me and just say like, Days like I really I almost look up to you because I appreciate that you try to do things the right way. And it's like sometimes I'll be like, dang, I don't want to have to, or dang, I don't want to like, you know what I'm saying, because I'm human. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to
Right.
just walk upright sometimes. Sometimes you don't always want to do the right thing, but just hearing that, it's like, okay, I gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? Just stay on the straight and narrow, stay, you know what I'm saying, stay grind, continue to do what you're doing because you just never know who you impact or who's touched by it.
That's so true. And the fact of the matter is, it's in those moments when you have to disregard what people saying. When you walk in the walk and you doing and you attempting to do what's right and you got good motives and all like that, don't mean you're gonna be perfect. But it means that when you make a mistake, you own up to your mistake, you keep on pushing and you steady growing and building. And it's in those instances if people try to hold your mistake to you or pin that to you, that's when you got to be like, later for that. You're not gonna hold me to my past. You're not gonna hold me to my mistakes. That's not going to define me. And I think if you always live how you living now, even when you make mistakes, the right people know who you are and what you aim to be. So I appreciate that. This one more little clip I wanna throw out there. Pat, did you want to
Uh-oh.
say something on that before I play this next clip? You muted, bro.
Okay, just a real quick light note. Hey, Dave,
What's up, man?
you want to know how you keep them from pigeonholing you, or whether you're a pop or you're a rapper or you're a singer. You're
What's
an
that?
artist.
Mm.
I'm
Straight
snapping
like
like
that
they do
Trellion
at the
drop.
poetry.
You're an
You an
artist.
artist.
I
And
rap,
that's
I write,
it.
I sing, I do it all. I'm an artist.
Hey, what the kids say, I'm her. I'm
Her.
her. Yeah, I'm her. That's a good point. Always out. That's what I tell my son all the time. You want to be an artist, man, because an artist can do anything. Yeah, they can't. You know what I mean? You can do anything as an artist. Um, this the other song I just want to play a little portion of real quick.
It's all mine. When I pull up on you, baby, know it's so sorry. It's alright. Know I drive you love crazy when I'm inside. Know I got you going crazy. You said that it's mine. Know I drive you love crazy. Yeah, damn. Who is that? Shawty light skin, tattoos, ass fat. I ain't even know she put it down like that. Love the way she looking at me when she throw it back. Yeah. Shawty a real when I like it. Loving the way that we vibing. Look at her body enticing. I can't even describe it. Whatever you need, girl, I'll supply it. Shawty the wave and I just wanna dive in. Come sit it on me, put it on me. You can let it all on me, girl.
Daja. That sound like grown folk music. Let me just say that right now. Sound like grown folk music, and I was like, it's a little spicy. Let's just say that it's a little spicy. So I'm going through your catalog and just gathering from your music. I'm going to make the assumption that you're perfectly fine with your sexuality and all of that. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm not running no stop signs when I'm. I ain't running no red lights when I say this. So now, the black community is weird because though historically we tend to vote one way, a lot of the times it's democratic if we look at the masses, but our core values and are really more considered conservative, really. You know what I mean? We spiritual, we go to church, we not, our views are more conservative. So with your sexuality and with you putting it out there the way you do, how does that come across? Do you feel like you get treated differently? I asked I had Ayla Faye on here too, and I asked her the same question because I know how we are. And when I say we, I mean we. Do you feel like people treat you differently? Has it caused any sort of backlash? Does it create any sorts of barriers for you doing music?
Um, as of right now, me just getting my feet wet, as far as like in the whole, in the game, in the music game, as taking it professionally. I could definitely sense, like, you feel energy sometimes, or there's a stigma around it, especially like, there are, more older conservative people. It could be a little bit uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I tend to gravitate towards the unconventional anyway, so it don't bother me. I like to stir, like, if it stirs somebody up, you doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
controversy is good in some aspects. You know what I'm saying? Things that are ambiguous or things that people may not understand, but I think as far as like my peers and stuff like that, it's definitely more so like embrace, you know what I'm saying? Or even like Pat was saying, like, what I'm saying, what I gotta say, what I'm saying, it need to be heard, like, what I'm saying. So I feel like it can go either way. Like, it's always gonna be some type of stigma around that, especially in the black community or in the church community. But at the end of the day, like, if I'm gonna be an artist, I gotta talk about what's real to me, like my experiences, like
Right.
what I'm going through. What I'm saying, that's where I'm at right now, and that's what's real, that's what's authentic, and that's just
That's
what it
what it
is.
is. Yeah, yeah. And so I think you feel like our community has become more tolerant.
I said it, the younger crowd more so, yeah.
Right, right,
But
right,
I did notice though, like during the so I performed at the Black Arts Festival, KZoo, this past summer, and I noticed that my music, my performance, it gathered the attention of like the young, the old, and the in between. So that just goes to show, like, if you a good artist, the music is good, you connecting with people, your performance is like, none of that is gonna matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So,
And
yeah.
you're very charismatic. Like, when we were doing pre-show, and you said, "Do you want the camera on?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And you popped the camera on, and you were smiling so bright, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You think we don't want?" So,
Yeah.
and here's my thing too, because you mentioned the black community and the church, and here's what I always say. Obviously, I'm a part of both of those communities. My thing is always this: you don't have to agree with somebody's choices to respect them and treat them like real people and to love them like you love everybody else. People don't agree with
True
everything that
story.
nobody do. You know what I mean? We don't
Right.
treat the alcoholic any different. And that's something that we, don't think is right. We don't treat drug addicts any different. So to me, it always just baffles me how people want to single out one thing that they consider wrong when there's a bunch of stuff you think is wrong? Why do you feel the need to single out this one thing, pound away on that, and then treat people like you didn't need to be saved
And
from
it's
something? Like, you know
and
what I
it's
mean? Like,
real. It's real, and I know, friends that have, went through, just, being ostracized, in the church community. I'm just thankful that, the church homes that I have had, embrace me with love, even though they may not necessarily always agree or whatever, stand
right,
on what you stand on. But, I've always been embraced with love as far as, me, it's never really, what I'm saying, hindered my relationship with God. 'Cause at the end of the day, like, I know that that's true. I know that that's real. And I know, what I'm
right,
saying, his power and what he decided to do in my life because he's sovereign. And then I think too, what I'm doing is part of a new era to where it's like, we don't really have like, what I'm saying, queer or homosexual or whatever, what I'm saying, like
mm-hmm,
female R&B singers that's more like, mask or whatnot. I mean, we got Kaylani, but what I'm saying, that's kind of
right,
every guy's like dream. You know what I'm saying? She
right,
seen most
right,
of the guys in it, but we never really seen like, what I'm saying, more on the other side of the spectrum. So that this is
right.
kind of like something that's brand new. The only person that I've probably seen really come through that is probably like in the R&B realm would be I think her name is like Jazzy. She worked with Diddy a lot and stuff. So
Okay,
the only other artists, I mean, you got Young and May, you know what I'm saying, but that's like that's the hip hop. That's we
right,
ain't never really seen it come from a female R&B, you know what I'm saying, queer type of art.
right. You got the brat, but she really
Yeah,
didn't come out when she was out. When she was, popping doing music. But I'm just so glad to hear that, you were able to find church homes because I always say we as Christians do ourselves the greatest disservice when we um when we treat people in a way that it's like, man, what if God did you like that? You did some
mm-hmm,
raggedy stuff too.
mm-hmm. Nah,
You know what I
facts,
mean? You
facts.
lived a raggedy life too. What if God treated you like that? And so I'm just so excited for that because I know there are churches out there that, understand that we are called to love everybody. You know what I mean? And so shout out to them for showing the real love of God. You know what I mean? And so we getting we getting our time getting away from it. Pat, what you
I'm
doing,
here,
man?
mom.
You done went totally dark on me, man. What is you doing, Pat?
I'm on I-55 heading north currently, honestly. I've been on the highway the whole show, honestly, you know what I'm saying? So
That's all right. You doing good on the highway. Let me ask you this, Deja. You heard some of the conversations surrounding playtime and the poem and all of that. And I ask this question from a place of because I'm just so at a loss with, the things that are happening with the youth and the young men in particular. But what effect do you feel like your music is having on your community? When I say your community, I mean the Black community. It could be I don't know if it's, 'cause I don't want to say it wrong, the LGBTQ community, whatever you consider your community, what effect do you think your music is having on it?
I think that my music, I think everyone is community, whether you black, white, gay, straight, whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's no
Mm-hmm.
but as far as like my community that I rep, you know what I'm saying, the black community, I feel like I would hope that is love, that is something positive, that is, something you can have fun, something you can dance to, something that you can escape, you know what I'm saying, escape from reality and fall into the music, fall into what's going on and what's happening. So I believe that it's having a positive impact and it's inspiring, others to kind of step into, their creativity and to express themselves and what's going on in their spirit and their soul, or that they feel like they can't put into words. So I feel like, or at least I hope that that would be the effect. I have heard that it does sound very refreshing. You know what I'm saying? It's not super aggressive. It's still sensual. It's
Right.
still fun. It's still unique. So and it's just good. Like I guess it makes you feel good, or it makes you feel something. So
Yeah, yeah. You said it though. It's not. It does have a feel good sound to it. It's not overly aggressive. It's not overly sexual. It's not. It's just a lot of times now. I think the female artist is kind of being forced into different types of music, whether it's them or if it's not them, because this is what's gonna sell. And so
hmm
you have to be true to who you are. Pat, what type of effect do you think just Deja in general, is having on the community? Because she's a bright light. You can tell that just on this interview. What kind of effect you think she having on the community?
Well, I could definitely say it's a positive because with the vibe that the music give off, it's a plush vibe.
Right.
It's more of an upscale feeling. And again, like you said, the smile and the brightness that she bring, that every time I've seen Deja, that's what I've always seen. So it's kind of hard to explain it, honestly.
It is. It is,
It's
but
hard to
that's
explain.
the thing. That's it though. It.
Yeah,
When they talk
that right
about
there,
the it.
exactly that right there. That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. Shout out to Miss Daisy, because that's it. That's it. But you know what? Y'all gotta help me put some money in the jackpot. I know Pat on the road. I don't want to hold Deja all night, but y'all gotta help me put some money in the jackpot. But before we do, another commercial break. It is finally time. Your locally Black-owned online furniture outlet has launched. That's right. The premier furniture outlet is local and has free shipping and setup. They carry modern, contemporary, traditional, and rustic looks. Whatever your style or home decor is, they have just what you're looking for. Head on over to www.furnitureanddsignoutlet.com and check out the inventory. No credit and payment options are available. Use promo code NEWGUEST2 and receive $100 off any purchase of $1,000 or more. Again, that's Furniture and Design Outlet. Local and Black owned. Go and get your pad right. I was excited to see that.
That's the big
But you-
homie Kendall, ain't it?
That is.
Hey, look, I think he would be a great guy to bring in. That's a hell of a backstory too.
Man, you gotta hook me up, Pat. Hook me up.
I'd say less. We talk about it now. He probably tap in and tune in anyway.
Yeah, because I think that's big what he's putting forward, and like you said, to hear a backstory behind that, that's exactly what we want to do. But now it's time. It's time for y'all to help my viewers get some money. And these questions, I always say, I think they kind of easy questions. These I don't think are that easy, but I think y'all might be able to answer them. So, for every question that you all get right, $5 goes in the jackpot. The people that are eligible to win are the people that have liked, commented, and shared this live during the live. Now, if you come back an hour after this live in and like it, comment, and share, you're not entered. Don't inbox me. You're not entered. I've been giving these rules for 2 seasons now. You got to follow first Behind Bars podcast page, not the discussion page. Follow Behind Bars podcast page. Like the live while it's live. Comment and share, and you're eligible to win. We already have $50 in the jackpot because last week's winner, who won the $200 jackpot, donated $50 back, which I certainly appreciate. These jackpots come out of Playmon's pocket. So, for him to do that, I appreciate that. Here's the questions. We're going to stop the music because I'm going to put you jokers on a time clock. Question number 1. This is an easy one, I think. What is Nicki Minaj's best-selling album?
Is it Pink Print?
What you say?
The Pink Print? Is that what it is?
That is not the name of an album, Daja.
It's pink,
Pat, help her.
Apple pink.
You gonna tell me y'all don't know the...
I can't lie. I don't indulge in Nicki.
You don't have to indulge in Nicki to know the name of that album. I'm giving y'all one more time.
Dude, I thought it was pink. I thought it was a Pink Print.
Ah, man. You know what? That's it. I can't give y'all that one. Pink Friday.
Wait, can I phone
Pink Friday. Oh
my God. Can you call a friend? We ain't got all
I'm
night.
over here. I'm trying to get on Google.
Deja already cheating. That's why I'm putting the countdown on y'all. Oh God! If Pat don't know this one, we kicking him off the stream. Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. She released her first solo album in 1997. What was that album called?
Misdemeanor.
Hey, Pat, I don't know, man. You got it.
Patwood. Now, this your era, but Daja probably wasn't even born. Pat, you don't know this answer? Is you muted? Unmute yourself, sir. I can't believe this. Pat done let us down. He froze. His thing. We're gonna come back to that since Pat froze. We're gonna come back to that. We're not gonna X you out of that just yet. Pat, you muted. Question number 3. We're gonna come back to number 2. Oh gosh, Daja, you so young.
I'm in it by myself.
You're in it by yourself. And you know what? This is a good thing because you should know this history, but I thought Pat was gonna be able to help you. What is the first hip hop single to become a top 40 hit?
Curtis Blow. I don't know.
Dude, Daja, you didn't even think. Pat, if you don't get in here and help Daja, what'd you say?
Is it? Am I here again?
I can hear you now. What is the first hip hop single to become a top 40 chart hit? Pat, you muted yourself again.
The first hip hop.
Right. Think about it.
Who did you say, Dad?
Don't listen to what Daja said. She way off in the woods somewhere.
I say what Dave said.
Patwood, you
first
should know
hip-hop
this.
joint to go top 40 had to be Rapper's Delight, really?
Put it in the bank.
There we go.
I was thinking it might have been a little later than that.
Oh no, that was the first top 40 hit. Rapper's Delight.
Okay, because I was thinking more Run DMC. I was thinking beyond that.
No, that came after.
Yeah,
Run DMC. That. Yeah, but no, it was Rapper's Delight. Question number 2, you faded out on Daja. You probably know this answer, Pat. Missy Misdemeanor Elliott released her first solo album in 1997 called what?
Misdemeanor. Wasn't it self-titled?
Think about the big hit from it and what she said on the chorus. What was on the chorus? What was on the chorus? Me, I'm
super duper fly.
Oh.
Put it in the bank. Super duper fly.
You sure
Over here talking about
was.
I can't stand the rain.
Yeah, she said on that song though. So
Oh, okay.
You got me
you
telling
was in
my
the
real
ballpark.
age, Claymore.
What you say?
You got me telling my real age.
That's all right. I was gonna tell him anyway. So no.
It's cool. I know I'm old as baseball.
This I want y'all to think about this next question, and I want y'all to. You may not know exactly, but just take good quality guesses, and you could probably get it. How long was the original version of Rapper's Delight? It was very long.
12 minutes.
They edited it down to 6 minutes, but the original version was how long? Don't say that again, Pat, because it's not right.
Oh,
When I
man.
said good quality, good round numbers, he came with 12 minutes.
Yeah, Pat don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all.
I said take a good quality, rounded off guess.
7 minutes.
20 minutes.
You know what? You know what? Well, I say rounded off minutes. Do you not think of 10, 15, 20, 30? He said 12 and you said 7. God dog.
I said 20.
I can't give y'all that. I can't give y'all that. 15. If I say guess good rounded off quality numbers, start with portions of the clock next time. That's just a hint. 15, 30, 45. I can't give
Definitely
y'all
noted. Definitely noted.
that. Y'all be making me work so hard for this trivia. Okay. Last question. We got an opportunity to at least put 30, I'm sorry, 15 in the bank. Whew. What is Lil' Kim's government name?
Yeah, see, this is his era. You should ask me stuff from my era. I don't know.
Pat, you got the first name. Last name is one of the most common names in the community. I'm going to give you 2 guesses to guess her last name.
Johnson.
Keeping up with the
Jones.
Kimberly Denise Jones is Lil' Kim's real name. So listen, y'all didn't do that bad. We got 3 right. I had to work awfully hard to get those 3, but that's okay. We got them anyway. And so we put $15 more into the cash jackpot. The jackpot is now at $65, and we still got, I think, 3 more shows to go. So we still got an opportunity to build it up pretty high. Y'all give Daja and Patwood a hand for helping us out. Listen.
Really Pat. Yeah, my back.
That's all right. Daja, before you get out of here, can you please tell them what you got coming up, any projects that you got out there, shows, whatever?
Man, you can check out my most recent project called The Link Up. I was a camera operator for Coco Jones, Xfinity, and Revolt TV. Diddy was actually an executive producer. You can check out, I got new music coming out on the way. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at she_excels. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay tuned.
Y'all make sure y'all tap in with Miss Daja XL. Thank you so much for falling through and chopping it up with us, Daja. I definitely got to have you back. So stay locked in with us.
For sure. Peace.
Pat.
Yeah, I'm
I want you, before you get up out of here, I thank you. I appreciate you for falling through on such short notice and co-hosting with me. Tell the people anything you got coming up, any events you got planned, any initiatives that you pushing? Tell the people about it.
Oh man, right now up next on the agenda, man, Kalamazoo Raptor Rocket football, man. Make sure y'all tap into the youth sports and the youth football, man. You got the Kalamazoo Raptors, you got the Kalamazoo Vikings, you got Northside Falcons, you got the Eastside Raiders, you got the PAL programs, the Kalamazoo Dogs. Anybody with children, kids ages between 6 and 13, depending on where their birthday fall, are welcome to participate. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as the community goes. For my grown folks, September 23rd, South Bend, NLE Chopper is going down. Hit the DM for tickets. It's up.
That's what's up. Thank you again, Pat, for coming through and chopping it up with us. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked in to Patwood events and everything that he's got going on. Shout out to you and all those that volunteer with the football program, because God knows these young men need some people pouring into their lives. Thank you, Pat. I'm going to be in touch with you. I need to get with you on your boy. Appreciate you, my brother. Listen, that's all the time we have this week. Just remember, we want to keep in touch and keep these people on our radar. When they come on the show, they're not just on the show just to be on the show. Lock in with Miss Daja XL. She got real good energy, a very nice young lady, and she's doing positive things. And so we definitely want to support that. And again, as Pat said, get out there and get them boys signed up for football. Let them get some of that aggression out. Don't forget to tune in next Monday. And then there will be a 2-week break. There will be past episodes that will air, but after next Monday, there's going to be a 2-week break. And then October 2nd at 7 p.m. will be our season finale. Now, y'all know what we did for the season finale last season. So we coming with it this finale. So y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure that y'all streaming that Don't Believe It by my little sis, Bonnie G. She turned up on that video. Make sure you streaming that Daja XL R&B. Make sure you looking up All Big Play. He on Apple Music. He on YouTube. He on any platform that you can find him on. And go tell a young brother. Go tell a young brother that you know somewhere out in them streets that they worth living. They worth living. And tell them that you love them. And tell them that we here at Behind Bars, we rooting for them. We rooting for them in everything that they do. My phone number is on the podcast page, is listed. Any young brother out there and young ladies as well that's having a hard time, that's struggling with something, you just need a kind word, you need help with something, hit up Play My, and whatever I can do, I guarantee you that I will do. And what I can't do, I'll put you in touch with somebody who can. And so, like I said, stay locked in, inmates. Stay locked in with the podcast that goes behind the bars of local and international artists, as well as discusses the culture in real time. Because as I always say, a life lived, it's a bar. We out.
No, these niggas cannot beat me. Don't know why they keep on trying. I'ma keep on grinding. Your boy gonna be on TV. We came all the way from nothing, turned it into something. No, these niggas cannot beat me. Don't know why they keep on trying. I'ma keep on grinding.
No Vaseline was good, but it didn't hit like.
Turn it into something.